bomb plant down. Unfortunately, they didn't get a subsequent kill on the re-rotation from Astralis. And Zipex gets found by Tarek, but he's down immediately. It's Skadoodle versus 4. Good flick to find Glaive. They drop off ticket boots. He has Device down as well. He certainly does have a chance to win this. They're on the bomb inside of the smoke, and I don't think he would have heard the defuse kit being held because of the flashbang, but without the kit, he had time. He goes to the deal. 1 versus 4. Then Skadoodles pulled it back into 1 versus 4.
Yeah, it was an awesome round for us. Tyler really pulled through that game, and also in our last game versus SK. But in that moment, we were leading by a lot, but it really pushed us to the end because every round counted at that point, and we were all really happy about Tyler being able to pull that through. I think our team is starting to come along a lot better now, more recently. At first it was kind of hard, but after some practice and figuring out how we want to play, things are starting to get much better. And I think in the future, we still have a lot of work to do, but I think that everyone is starting to understand what kind of play style we want, and I'm starting to become more comfortable as an in-game leader, and the guys are helping me out a lot, so I think the system we have is good.
Maybe Hobbit's position just doesn't even matter. If he can't get checked into this, a double kill comes out for him. He can go for more. He's dropped down. JDM misses the shot. It's a triple for Hobbit. Down into a 1-on-1. Elige versus Hobbit. But no one is on the defuse. Out into the open, and Hobbit gets it.
Our captain said, guys, come on. We just lost 3 games in a row. We got to do something, to show something. Because we just practice a lot and training a lot. So why are we here? Come on, we can do it. We just talked to each other before the 2 games today. And we said, guys, we have to win these 2 games to go through the group stage. And we did it. All our team didn't play already 2 months on stage. All of us already hoping about that, dreaming. So I hope we will win tomorrow to get the semifinals to play on stage, on main stage in Oakland.
The crowd is probably going to be insane for us because it's an American crowd, and it's also in Cali. I feel like we have a lot of fans out here. Recently at IEM Powers, we had a ton of fans show up, and even though it was a small arena, there was a lot of support. So I think here at Oakland, the fans are going to be amazing, and I'm looking forward to seeing them.
To our second quarter-final, it's going to be Cloud9 versus Gambit. The storylines are plentiful, and I am joined by our analysts. We've got a bit of a change-up from Yanko to a Jordan, both starting with the old J. However, you keep calling him Yanko, and it always used to make me laugh. It's like, what's going on, Yanko? And you just see his eyes just...
And then in Brazil, I called him Janky, and I came up and slapped his ass.
Janko, yeah, so. He liked that one as well.
He likes Jankini.
Jankini?
Jankini.
Yeah, whatever, Wanko, there's lots of different options. You can go with whichever direction you want. But either way, he's going to be going ahead and watching from the sidelines. We've got Jordan, hopefully shedding some light on the whole Cloud9 versus Gambit debacle. I think we kind of start by asking simply, head-to-head, this has not gone well for them. In fact, you actually just leaned over and were like,
I don't think we beat them.
Have we beat them?
Yeah, I don't think we beat. It was always one of those things where we were at Gambit, we play them in the quarters or semis of a DreamHack, and we're like, oh, not a tough match, not tough, but
winnable.
Winnable. The last time we played them, I think when I was on the team, was at DreamHack, and it was a best of 3. The first map we beat them 16-6 on Mirage. We were laughing because we were playing super aggressive. And I remember oh, cool, kind of event to build up to the summer run, and we're just cool, we're gonna go to finals now. And then the next 2 maps they sweeped us hard. I
looked at it, 16-2. Jordan, you smashed Gambit. You're looking fantastic on Mirage. 16-6, everyone's happy.
Yeah.
The analyst desk are like, Cloud9, it's summer. The memes are coming out. And then you get 16-2. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing there, obviously, they've changed the roster a bit. So, unfortunately, I don't know how much those matches really play into now. But, obviously, some of that stuff is remembered. Not everything has changed. Gambit's one of those teams who likes to play very, what we would say a 2-1-2-y, very, kind of in their spot, stay at home, and they rely on good kind of team play and chemistry, so that probably hasn't changed much. So it should be a good match.
But Chad, I mean, you can attest that there has been a kind of a development of Gambit. I think the biggest question we framed at the start of IEM Oakland was, this is where they prove how little or they've been affected by the loss of Zeus, and I think quarterfinals and their results have been testament to that.
Yeah, they've actually looked. It's been up and down. I said this about every team, right? Everyone has actually had up and down moments throughout these group stages. But the fact of the matter is, pulling Zeus out of the equation hasn't really affected these guys too badly, and I actually think they could be better for it in the long run. This team, when we saw them going up against FaZe yesterday, absolutely dominated them. They just ran with the momentum, and one of the driving forces behind that is Hobbit, right? We mentioned him time and time again, but this guy, he turned it around yesterday. He had a really good performance. when we look at like matchup specifics between these two teams, you know, we talked about the amount of times that Cloud9 and Gambit have played. I don't think we can factor in too much of that history based off the fact that now we have Fitch in this team, and we also have Rush and Tarek coming in. So it's almost this. You would say this is a different Cloud9, Jordan, to the one that we saw when you and Shroud were part of the team, right? It's not. They're not running the same stuff. Well, similar stuff, but not everything.
Yeah, I think some of the concepts are similar. You know, if we see him play Mirage, probably similar. If we see him play Cobble, might be similar. But a lot of the other maps, they've changed spots, so they just inherently are going to be a little bit different. But man, before I said that, I want to say, isn't it Gambit guys? I don't know. I just feel like I like all of them. I see them all standing in the lobby this morning. The new Fitch kid, I said hi. He came up and was super nice and said hi. Dren's nicest guy ever. Hobbit's nice guy ever. Like as much as I'm here from C9. I'm kind of just excited for either team here. Yeah,
they're a team that's very hard to hate, Gambit, especially, of course, with that major title under their belt. I do think what's an interesting kind of discussion to explore before we start talking maps is, can you maybe shed some light on this whole Tarek in-game leader discussion? Because for someone, you know, in Cologne, we had the whole the peanut meme we were rocking with for a little bit. He was never seen as a cerebral player and a player that's success is driven by his brain. It was always to do with his mechanical skill. To put him in a leadership role to some seems strange. Yeah, well, actually, it's funny, right? Me and you, I think, touched on this a little yesterday in a separate light, which is, so everyone out there, you guys have had in-game leaders, you guys have been on teams, and you know how when the guy's calling strats, you have a different vibe, right? Everyone with an in-game leader. I'm sure some games, Chad, you had more energy. Some games, you're kind of more chilled out. Sure. I think one of the most important things for whoever's calling strats is that they have a nice way of delivering. And I think the only reason I bring all this up, what does this have to do with an in-game leader, is that I think C9 has enough help from Valen's automatic Stewie, their previous in-game leader, with strategy that I think they just wanted someone to make the decision beginning of the round, but he's not necessarily always the one finalizing things. I think Stewie has just as much power to make a decision. I think automatic has just as much power. So I think it's more taking some of the pressure off Stewie and Tim, but at the same time, when the middle of the half gets in and they start feeling their opponent, that's where Tim and Stu will probably keep calling. So long story short, I think Tarek brings just kind of a simple yet a little bit of confident delivery with how, hey guys, we're going to run this strat and this is what I want to do. Tarek's not someone to get too phased by the situation. So I think in that sense, if you have enough of the responsibility spread out, you could have a leader like that, right? Yeah, a voice of authority.
Yeah, and there's something else you can do to back that up in terms of having the coach there, right? He can prep the whole team on the first, 5 to 6 rounds of the game, no matter what happens in whatever scenario.
And then that first gun round.
Exactly. You get that weight taken off your shoulders, and you just go in and you do your game plan, and you hope it plays out.
And while all that leadership is going on, Skadoodle's just dropping bodies. He had an exceptional kind of juxtaposition between a game where he struggled to even hit over 5 frags, and then he went against SK, and, well, he taught them a lesson or two. It looked fantastic.
Interesting note about this yesterday, actually, is I talked to him a little bit at the hotel last night, and, and his teammates, too. And I was talking about Tyler, and he was like, yeah, Tyler was just kind of playing his game and couldn't get into a groove. And then, C9 has their sports psychologist, Dave, and he said Tyler walked out with Dave after, and he came back in kind of smiling. And I think that's something to be said there about, just mindset in the game. It sounds kind of cliche. But sometimes just remembering, hey, everything's fine. Whatever happened in the past, let's not stick with it. Super cliche, but it's super true, and I think it came through with Tyler for this train game. And I think, the message was just keep playing your game. Don't be okay with the fact that you played bad. You got another chance right here.
These highlights are from one game. Just to clarify, that's from one map, and we just watched probably about a 3-minute compilation of ult frags, so that says enough.
The bounce back from him yesterday was impressive. I think the thing is, for me, even when you and Sharp were still on the roster, he evolved as an AWPer, and I think he became... He still has his style, it's very distinct, but he's playing more of a current meta AWPing role. I actually see him, playing a lot more clutch plays. He's actually getting involved in what I like to call combat AWPing, more aggressive, more in their face, and he's more of a well-rounded player now, I think.
Okay, so there has been a growth for Skadoodle, despite you've already stated in the past that he has he's very much affirmed in his own style. He knows how he wants to play, and he will. He knows how he wants to be AWPing. What I want to start talking then is maps. You've kind of ruined the fun, Jordan. You talked to your teammates, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
I'm not going to let that be a secret.
No, it's fine. So I walked over.
Talked to him.
I'm over here on the desk, and I was like, oh, I should just go figure out what the maps are before so I can have some good info. So I was going to come over and be like, well, I think this is what they're going to be playing, guys. To be honest, I have a good feeling through my intuitive senses and my years of Counter-Strike that I know all through.
So tell us how it's going to go.
See if you could guess. Yeah, work it out. Let's see what you got.
No, well, actually, I couldn't guess. I couldn't guess what C9 was going to pick. I actually felt like it was kind of obvious from Gambit's point of view, they saw C9 get crushed on Overpass. Overpass is not something C9 plays a lot. They'll pick Overpass, which I think is going to be true.
We'll have a look.
And then, yep, there it is.
The train band's probably out of respect because Gambit aren't no slouches.
7
on
map
train,
win streak, right, for C9 on train.
Nuke one is their standard band for C9.
C9 hasn't been playing Nuke. And then the next pick, which I know is going to be, should I say it?
Yeah, say it.
It's Cobble. So they picked Cobble, I think, because, you know, I don't know if just Gambit's playing it a lot, and I think C9 hasn't shown a lot of their strat book on Cobble. So I think a combination is just kind of giving them that, hey, Overpass, whatever, Cobble, we have some stuff they haven't seen yet. And then third map is going to be Mirage. So the reason I think it's Mirage is because they both have a good Mirage, but they know C9 has a really good Inferno.
So just kind of basically given the choice between...
they just cash a Mirage, and C9 loves their Mirage.
I mean, you said as well that that's kind of the one of the maps that's stayed more similar to before you left. That they've kind of carbon copied a little bit.
C9 has like 3 different defaults on T side, and they're very comfortable running all 3 of them. They literally will give up A, and they'll just do 4 mid, 1 upper B. They'll give up B and do 3 mid, 2 A. So
Stop
either way,
stop the Mirage gold. We're not there yet. Put the gold back in your pocket. And we'll talk about that when we get to Mirage. If we get to Mirage, we may not even get it. The gold may have to.
Oh wait, can I add some little, just last sprinkle?
Go on. Just a little bit of a sprinkle.
Stu said they're not going to Mirage because they're 2-0ing them.
Ooh.
He said even though they're not confident on Overpass because of the NIP game, they're going to crush them because they don't think NIP's going to disrespect them the same way.
Okay, Sponge, what are you saying about Overpass? Set the scene for us before we jump in. It sounds like it's getting ready.
I think we need to see Skadoodle that we did on Train earlier to be a factor with that AWP. This is an AWP-heavy map. Saying that, on the flip side of things, Mo with the AWP has had some huge performances, especially versus Astralis at the Major. He absolutely manhandled that squad then. If he can pull something similar, he'd be leaning in the favor of Gambit. But Hobbit has been the main star. They got the leading force. He needs to show up again in spades and, you know, show these Gambit guys the right direction.
All right, well, it is kind of time for us to go in one direction. That is straight towards the casters. Let's jump in then. It's just Harry and Moses.
Thank you, guys. Love those little sprinkles of nuggets from Jordan, don't you?
I'm a big fan of Jordan's nuggets. You know, what can I say?
Well, you took that in a direction. Yes, it's Cloud9 and Gambit, the second quarterfinal here at IEM Oakland, and this is for a spot in the Oracle Arena. And it's going to be a tough one. We've seen 2 different Gambits throughout this event. The Gambit from day 1, not all that impressive. The Gambit from day 2 was body bagging some of their opponents, so you'd hope that would come back to play.
Yeah, and one of their opponents being FaZe is really the team you'd want to be ruining if you're Gambit. The flip side of things, I think, you know, Cloud9, we've seen a different performance from one player in particular. I think Skadoodle is the one you have to mention, right? He had that game on Train where he was just absolutely insane, hitting everything. Yeah,
he was phenomenal, but check out what we got here. This is a nice little boost. Rush is going to take that first kill onto Adren, and Tarek is going to help him out. So an early advantage in this pistol round. And now Gambit has to go right into the stack, and it's not working out. They are getting obliterated. It's Hobbit in a 1-on-2. He's got the Glock. He's got a pair of kills, and he's got plenty of time to work with on top of it.
Yeah, but only 25 HP. So he's been able to grab himself the bomb, starts to fall back here. And now, gonna look to slow things right down. There's 1 minute and 10 seconds left, so he's not shy on time. He's gonna be very weary of the idea that someone from Cloud9 could have pushed all the way out through mid, as they did stack 4 players on that B-bomb site.
Yeah, and I mean, this is where you have 2 different theories for Cloud9 on how they want to play it. Obviously, at the moment, they're choosing to stay grouped up together no matter where they go. The other option is to play 1 player at each of the bomb sites and just play it passively and you know, be able to buy time and just stay alive for your teammate to rotate. So you could see on the minimap Cloud9 working their way to the central point in the map. Now, the one danger of this is, since you don't have eyes on either of the bomb sites quite yet, you have to find a way to get the information so you know which bomb site this is planted on. And they're just going to keep coming through, and this is unfortunate for Hobbit.
Yeah, this all comes down to timing. He's going to be checking the angles close. You can check as many angles as you like, but nothing's going to stop that shot from Skadoodle. Cloud9, they will be winning out the pistol here on Overpass.
Yes, that's a great pistol round as well, and that's Cloud9. I mean, that was aggressive. 4 players at B, they're getting aggressive. They're making sure they're not stacking a bomb site that's not going to have a whole lot of attention, a whole lot of love from Gambit. They find all the kills, and Gambit doesn't really have an option. They kind of have to push through Monster and wrap around to avenge their teammates, but it's just too much of a stack from Cloud9. Skadoodle's going to have a scout now. Famos and UMPs surrounding it, and it's an investment from Gambit. Light on utility, but they've got 5 CZs on the board, which we know can be deadly. They're going to come right up the stairs. Skadoodle could be in some trouble if he mistimes this.
Yeah, pressure's about to be on. This is that opening shot, and now the onslaught going to be coming his way. Does have help from Stewie. He's going to keep holding things close. They're forced through that Molotov and into the waiting moors of Skadoodles. He doubles down with 2. Does lose his teammate, but that doesn't mean he's eased up just yet. Has Automatic coming around from behind. And as they go running into the waiting gun, Hobbit will be there to trade. So once again, it's going to be a 1 versus X scenario here for Gambit. But this time they got the UMP to work with. Bomb on his back. Scavenging what utility he can. Not out of this just yet.
No, the best hope he could have is just get the bomb plant. That's kind of the singular goal he has in his mind at the moment. And with the way that some of the players are positioned, he might be able to. Rush is very passive. Skadoodle's up top with the scout, but a missed shot would allow Hobbit to get into this B bomb site. Tarek's all the way over at A. So it's really on Skadoodle to hit a nice shot to stop this plant from going down. I'm not sure if Rush would actually be able to get in time to stop the plant. And for the moment, Hobbit hasn't shown himself, and he will be unseen from the angle that Skadoodle is watching as well. So couldn't be going better for Hobbit at the moment.
He is very pressed for time, though. 15 seconds, he's right here on the bomb site. Skadoodle is going to be holding just the wrong angle, watching short instead. And for the bomb plant, but Skadoodle peeks out just the right time. His Skadoodle senses start tingling, and that will net him the frag. Cloud9, they only lose 2 players there, which isn't ideal, but it was a fairly hefty investment from Gambit to go ahead and claim it. And now they get a chance to farm up some money with these SMGs. MP9s for Stewie and Automatic as they look to try and make some cash here in round 3.
Yes, recoup some of those losses. And I mean, it's not even the worst idea because, you have the 2 FAMASs that stayed alive. So even if you go into it, you've got a couple rifles into the 4th round if you want to have, a big bonus opportunity. But again, it's going to be coming up the stairs. And again, it's Stewie running right down. 3 kills with the MP9. Skadoodle getting into a fight and not going down until the very end. Actually, even Adren might have been able to find Stewie there, but quick 3-0 and plenty of money made by Stewie.
I just think Skadoodle should keep the USP at this point. He seems to have more success with that than he has with the Scout.
He's hit some nice shots with it, hasn't he? This is quite nice. You love that, swinging out wide when you have the SMG in such a narrow corridor. That's beautiful. So first gun round is at hand. Skadoodle has the AWP now. Big upgrade over the Scout, obviously. It's a 5 AK setup, so we won't see Mo with that weapon quite yet. And it's a 4-1. Adren heading towards Underpass. 4 of his teammates heading towards B.
There's the boost from Skadoodle. He's going to now look to peek on over. Spots the players. They're going to start to just pour in through short. They found the opener onto Automatic. Rush tries to do what he can as he does take one back with Mo. But now both these players are going to be going blow for blow as they make their way in. The push has slowed down just a bit, but now they start to trickle into the site. It's Fitch to open things up. Skadoodle finds himself here alone, wants to buy time, and as he finds the first, players continuing to come his way. Skadoodle backed into a corner here. Stewie arrives with the MP9. And he's going to fall. Skadoodle goes down shortly after, and Gambit, they're going to be straight into this one with a round on the board. Yeah, and they didn't slow down whatsoever. Unfortunate, Cloud9 had Skadoodle boosted up over in that B bomb site. He missed the timing and when to peek out. Could have gotten an early pick there, but that's the kind of style that Gambit brought out yesterday, especially against FaZe on Mirage, and that big win that they had was just overwhelming attacks. And that's also on the 4th round when they don't have all the nades they might possibly need. You keep it simple and you just focus on the trades, and they do it perfectly here. Bailed out by maybe some light weaponry, the FAMAS, the MP9s on Cloud9 still from the previous round, so this will be more of a test. 4 M4s and Skadoodle again with an AWP. Yeah, the one thing here though is Mo, he's gonna get an AWP as well, so now we've got AWPs either side. Extra utility up for Gambit, that's one thing you can see going their way. And it's gonna be aggression, the order of the day out from Cloud9 as they progress. Automatic and Tarek out through short. Doja is the man in connector. He would be the one to find them right now. Looks like Tarek's going to drop the Automatic off. Leaves him behind to protect short. They have that crossfire set up. This is great, though, for Cloud9 because they don't have all the nades they would like. So they're playing passive, and they haven't really been pressured enough to have to use any. So they can bring a lot more into the late round. Gambit still hasn't made a decision. They're now working the bomb over on Fitch. Adren's got some ground gain out towards long. It's Skadoodle who's going to be really the first port of defense for Cloud9. He's in bathrooms with the AWP. At an awkward angle, an off angle, holding the crack, but he's got no support, and they could surprise him in areas if they just walk up bathroom. Yeah, one issue as well I'm seeing in relation to what you're saying. They might have a good bit of utility left, but they don't have any sort of incendiary to try and keep this push at bay. Doesn't have too much support. The players inside the site are going to be rallying off shots to try and assist him. Skadoodle overstaying his welcome here, but he's making it work. They start to push in. Doja will manage to pick up that frag and dealt with the point man, but they've still got Tarek to worry about. And he's a massive threat inside the site. Automatic going to finish things off. And Cloud9, they're straight back into this one. Going to be taken around back in their favor. And Gambit now with very little to invest.
It took so long for them to flush Skadoodle out, and he was getting wrapped upon from 2 angles. No one from Cloud9 could help him out, so Gambit obviously doesn't know that, but the fact that it took so long, all the other players inside the bomb site from Cloud9, Tarek was able to rotate into position. Stewie was there as well to help out a minimal amount, but it was just enough to keep Skadoodle alive. And now he's feeling it a bit more aggressive. Maybe he shouldn't have. Stewie's going to be alone. That's a AWP recovered. The Molotov can't slow it down, and he's got to back away. Nate does good damage onto Fitch, the man who got that kill. Tough spot to be in for C9 against just a Deagle and now an AWP.
Yeah, and of all the things to get dropped over, that really isn't the one you'd want.
Especially not in Mo's hands. He's had a great tournament. They mentioned on the desk he's had a couple really, really nice games. We've seen him on this map as well dismantle some phenomenal oppers in the pro scene. So scary, scary round for C9 here as they try and hold on.
Yeah, and we've got the same aggression once again, down 3 short this time from Cloud9. Tarek and Automatic going to be the ones fielding that. And you can see now they're starting to worry a little bit more about Long. Tarek going to peek on out, and he doesn't want to take that duel once again. Mo just honing down the angle. They're going to start to progress in, and well, these pistols up close, they might only be Glocks, but they can still do damage. Tarek waits behind the pillar, buys plenty of time. Mo will go ahead and slam down the gauntlet, but Automatic now arriving from short from that forward position. This round is all said and done. But considering they only invested 1 Deagle into that, that is not a bad bit of damage inflicted.
That's a big round from Tarek. Just that peek he has, it's not even an intention to take the fight whatsoever. He just wanted to see if he could, he just wanted to find bodies from the Gambit side of things. And he spots that information and immediately Stewie starts rotating over. So he jumps on that, he's able to get into a better position. And Tarek with those 2 kills, yes, even if they're just pistols, even if they're just Glocks, it slows down the hit and it prevents them from forcing him out of position into the arms of Mo before he's ready to kind of take that fight. And even though he does fall in the end, his teammates are in great positioning after that. So 5-1 for Cloud9, looking good on this defense. And even salvaging the AWP. So we have a tactical timeout from Gambit, as you could see, talking things over, trying to figure some stuff out. They do have another buy coming in, as this losing bonus is growing back up again. It's going to be a UMP on Doja, 3 AK-47s, and Mo's got the op.
Yeah, it's quite crucial that they got Mo back on the hold. We saw him in the previous round. I mean, he might have only got 1 frag with it, but he can and is a force to be reckoned with on that. You need someone to kind of counteract Skadoodle in that respect. And this time, looking like they've swapped things up. Skadoodle once going to be boosted up down here on B. Has no such luck as Gambit instead have turned their attention out here towards long and mid. And that looks to be, as a result of that forward pause, maybe a bit more of a focus up towards this long area, because we've seen them play for mid, we've seen them play for connector. Now, looks like they think long could be the answer to their problems.
Well, this is dangerous, though. Stewie's actually getting aggressive in the mid round, and he's able to take 1. It's good trades for Cloud9, though. Skadoodle does respond. Tarek inside the bomb site as well. Doja, Hobbit, and Mo have found ground, but they've lost so many of their teammates, so they actually have the forces. There's 1 minute left in the round, so they can play this patiently. Tarek's watching for someone to go up the main stairs of the A bomb site, while Skadoodle keeps his eye on long. Got both entrances covered. Still some utility to come out for Gambit, and it needs to be impactful. Automatic's going to be able to have a quick flank as well, so this clock on when Gambit can successfully hit this site is dwindling.
They are going to start this push in. Skadoodle, though, he's been a force to be reckoned with. Finds himself a second, got the bomb down at long. That's going to pull the rotations in from B. Rush coming in through heaven, and then Automatic in from behind. Doja will at least drop out Tarek, and the smokes are down. Rush wants to try push on through to help out Skadoodle, but he will end up falling, and now all the attention falls to Automatic as he starts this wraparound from behind. There's only 15 seconds left. The pressure's on Hobbit, and the second he taps this bomb, they're going to go peeking in for him, but Hobbit, he's made this possible now. Doesn't read the situation well.
I'm confused. Like, Rush only had a USP out there, so I think I don't know if he salvaged the AWP or what, or dropped his weapon, but he dinks him up, but it doesn't do the damage either way. 6-1 for Cloud9. Skadoodle managing that well with the AWP, and unfortunately if you're Gambit, as that dwindles down, the fight to actually make it into the bomb site is Mo peeking at long, dry peeking into Skadoodle. That's not a fight even consider with the considerable skill that Mo has that he's going to win more often than not. So tough times for Gambit. They're going to be back onto the pistols. No armor this time as well. Pre-smoke to block off the Molotov, but his head gets taken off by Skadoodle again. That was Sponge who said that we needed to see the Skadoodle from Train yesterday, and we're starting to. He's starting to have that dominant effect on the game, warming up here very early on. 12-5 for him. Relying on Adren with his deagle to find an entry. He sees the fight he wants, but he can't win it. No one there to trade. And now this Gambit offense that, you know, the fourth runner they stuck together and were so fast-paced to look good, but now it's starting to get spread thin. Now it seems like they're not as coordinated and trading with each other as they should be.
Yeah, I mean, that's illustrated even more. Fitch goes down there. They try to get the trade as Mo pushes out through long. Skadoodle's going to be positioned perfectly to deal with it. And it's just Doja left, 1 versus 5, Deagle in hand, bomb on his back, but can't expect too much from him, especially not with Stewie wrapping round from behind. Not like this. There we go. Knife for Stewie. A 7th round for Cloud9. This CT side looking fantastic, and it's really being, you know, drawn together by the 2 men at the top of the board. Skadoodle's had such a fantastic early round presence, had to be said, just kind of putting a stop to a lot of these pushes before they can come in.
Yeah, the op is just such an impactful weapon. It's just getting even just that 1 kill. But, I mean, the big thing about this defense now is they're gaining confidence, and you can see in these players they're willing to be more aggressive and make plays on their side of the map, so they're going to start having faster flanks. They're going to start doing the plays like this. Tarek right through the smoke, could catch him off guard. They're going to wrap around the side. Tarek, he's not looking. There he is. He turns around, he gets 1. Adren trades it out, and actually Stewie's in a tough spot. The aggression doesn't work, so an opportunity for Gambit that they absolutely must capitalize on in this round.
Yeah, they've got control of mid. They have themselves that man advantage. Automatic's got aggressive and could give even more away, and he will. Hobbit in a fantastic spot to pick that up now. With Skadoodle falling over at long, this is a Gambit round all day long. It falls to 1-man rush. He's pushed up here. Mo's going to be coming his way. Will he expect a man holding the close angle? Yes, he will, but he's been tag low, and Rush tries to capitalize on it, forces his way in, but Mo will shut him down. And Gambit, they've been able to get themselves a second. Crucially, they only lose out on 1 man. That was Fitch. That's now going to give a chance for that economy to build up a little bit. I mean, more just leave them in a safe spot, right? I mean, they're not now in a situation where we're going to have to see them eco in the next.
Yeah, and I think they're going to be more worried about keeping the economy of Cloud9 limited than they will about their own economy at the moment. They want to get to that breaking point to slingshot themselves back into the game to be able to close the gap. Too much aggression from Cloud9, maybe just a couple seconds off from being highly impactful. Tarek almost gets a double that round. And because he didn't, Stewie gets caught in an awkward fight. But you like the idea, you like the switch up. It puts Gambit on notice that Cloud9's not afraid to go for those kinds of plays. Early on, Gambit just probing up towards Fountain. They're going to fall back, though. Readjust towards the B-bomb site. Adren left all alone here, and Skadoodle could be getting in a fight with him, and he's second, and he takes his time, and he nails the shot. And because Gambit has given up map control everywhere else, it's very awkward for them stuck behind this smoke. B is really the only last place they have to go.
Yeah, they have no information as to what's going on elsewhere, so they are going to have to go for this. They throw in the smokes and flashes, but Tarek, unblinded, only able to get 1. Mo will be in with the return, and now the push comes in. Rush laying it on the pillar. How does he take 2 there? Hobbit does get the trade, but Automatic, as per usual, there to smite them down just when they think they've got some leeway into B. It will come crushing down around them, and while both teams' economies there were at the breaking point almost, Gambit were the ones with a little bit more money, so they can afford to reinvest here, but it's not a picture-perfect buy to be polite about it.
I hate to say it, this is the Gambit from day one, the one that looked a small bit lethargic, that didn't seem to be able to trade. You think yesterday Mo hits that follow-up trade onto Rush, so he doesn't get that double kill to at least give him a chance to recover in the round. This is looking scary. Cloud9 is winning all their fights, and this is faster pace. Doja and Fitch coming up the staircase. Nade out, not going to do a whole lot of damage. Skadoodle and Stewie this time choosing not to battle in the bathrooms. They fall much farther back. Skadoodle's still at an angle where he's susceptible, and he's going to give that up. And a great pick from Mo. That's what they needed. Stewie, I believe that's just jumping over the box. He gets picked off.
Yeah, that could be the advantage here that Gambit needed in this round. You can see they're trying to move a little bit faster up here towards A. You've got 4 players grouped up. Bomb will be waiting in the wings on the back of Hobbit as he looks now to regroup with the Dren. The rest of the guys are going to be throwing in this utility. Rotations have come in from B. Rush is the man to join Skadoodle. Skadoodle's been so good in these situations, anchoring down a site, and they need that now more than ever. The Molotov to force him out of the open. Perfect execution. Skadoodle's able to take one with him before he goes down, but Adren double kill on the entry. Leaves this on Tarek and Automatic. 2 versus 4. Automatic gonna fall to the might of the CZ, and now Tarek, this lone B rotator, he's denied the bomb plant. And that's bought him crucial time. Adren's only on 13 HP, but still putting up numbers.
And this is good for Gambit. Obviously, the round win is massive, but they've taken weapons away. This might be a round that Cloud9 has to sit out and just go for the pistol. So they've finally done it, Gambit. They've put Cloud9 into an awkward economy situation. Just that one pick on a Stewie. A great shot by Mo as he jumps over the box. It has massive implications for the rest of this half, and it's exactly it. It's going to be P250s for Tarek and Skadoodle, the CZ on Rush. That's all they have. One flashbang as well, and it looks like they want to find a timing up towards Fountain, but listening for the sound as they move up, waiting to call out for that flashbang, but there's no presence here. Adren is so far back, so they're not going to see anything. They're not going to hear anything. And this setup will go to waste.
And this is a good read from Gambit, knowing as well that Cloud9 are going to likely change the pace right heading into this round. They've just gone straight into B, haven't wasted any time with that decision, and now Adren lurking in connector. He's going to throw some real problems in as they start to push on down to try and retake B. They have been able to isolate him, though. With players wrapping around from either side, they could manage to grab themselves an AK here.
They would absolutely love that. It's going to be difficult to happen. He's pressured, and now surely he's going to go down. It's just a matter of time, and he can't get anything else. Hobbit is going to try and wrap around to stop this AK-47. He gets Tarek down. He's still fighting. He knows there's 3. A great shot from him. These are just headshot angles. Hobbit's going to love this. He's still not falling. Giving up the fight for the moment, coming back with 8 bullets, finds one more, and he's certainly going to chase Rush down, or attempt to. Rush trying to bail out with that AK-47. An intense battle just for one small prize. That could have big implications. There's a kill, there's a second follow-up. That's huge. Rush is going to keep it.
Yeah, and as you say, the implications of that are fairly massive. Rush didn't actually have the money to invest in this round, so that's an extra rifle carried forward. That much more utility as well can now be gained. It's a good shot for Cloud9 to start to put Gambit onto the back burner once again.
Yeah, Skadoodle goes for the glass cannon as well. This is going to be cool to see what he's able to do with it. You imagine he'd want to get aggressive and at least go for some kind of a pick-off. They've been bitten by aggression a couple times in this game, but he's still going to move into it. Boost up to peer towards small sewers, but they're going to get forced back by the Molotov, and actually this is highly aggressive. Fitch and Doja again wasting no time coming up the staircase. Skadoodle and Stewie just have to bail out. Skadoodle has the angle. But because Fitch and Doja don't have any teammates coming from Fountain, there's no reason for them to take that fight.
Yeah, reluctantly, they are actually going to look to try and make their way out. You can see that's, as you pointed out, Adren starting to wrap around, could now come out from Fountain up towards Party and actually group up with his teammates here in Connector. Skadoodle still just holding the angle, keeping a very forward position, does actually have support from Stewie. As Stewie rotates off, Skadoodle gonna think about doing the same.
There's gonna be a timer on this for Skadoodle, though. Certainly he's gotta know that someone can come from long into bathrooms and be able to wrap around him, so he's gotta be very cautious. Can't keep that angle forever. Smoke deployed in front of him, holding an off angle again. Meanwhile, the bomb on Fitch going over towards the B site. It's Rush and Tarek who are here. Automatic is up in the balcony. Solid defensive setup. No, actually one Molotov on Stewie. There's a timely smoke. Hobbit's going to get in front of it, though. And the flash, oh, it's just in time. They're all blind, but so is Tarek. Rush goes down. Tarek trying to do what he can, but it's nothing. It's just Automatic. He's dropped into water, but he's got to get a couple kills. There's one of the Doja. He's still alive. He can still fight. Going to the other side of the bomb site, he takes out one more, and he's still very comfortable inside water, but being wrapped upon, they miss the shots. How has Automatic lived this long? This is beautiful movement from him. If he could stop the plant, that would be the round. He's going to peek around, and he's going to get it. The bomb does fall, but it's 4 kills from Automatic. A heroic effort, and Adren is left on the flank. He's going to try and come in, but the first shot will give up his position, and it's not planted for him. There it is. They now know where he's at, trying to spam, but he's just got to give it up. It's all Automatic in this round for Cloud9.
How do you let that happen if you're Gambit? One man, single-handedly, Automatic, manages to pull that round back from the brink of defeat. It was a 1 versus 4 inside the site, and that there was expert positioning from him, just moving around, taking those one-on-one engagements, and then towards the end, you see him able to find the bomb planter and Mo. Mo just completely clueless, thinking, I think, that Automatic perhaps had fallen back and taken a more passive position.
maybe just thought he didn't have the balls to go for it again, but this is incredible. I think it's this. I think it was Fitch who actually peeked down towards water and missed the initial shots, and Mo just thinks he's going to be coming up that ramp at some point. But it's great movement from Automatic, and that's what you know, I talk about when I mentioned Gambit not being the same one that we saw yesterday, because that's a kill that needs to have a lot more aggression on it. Certainly Automatic did a great job of finding 1v1s, but that kill gets traded out yesterday with the way Gambit was playing aggressively. They just come out so quickly that Adren mistimes his flank. He could have gotten into the action. It's just unfortunate for him that, you know, it's one guy takes on his entire team. That's very, very heartbreaking if you're Gambit. They got both entries. They got everything clean up until that point.
Yeah, now either team's economy on that tipping point when you look at it. And that means this round is huge, especially if you are Gambit. It's a shot to kind of bring the scoreline back that much closer. You'd imagine if they win this, there's a good chance of them being able to win things out when the force comes in for Cloud9. But
oh, what a response from Doja. Automatic had a couple clean shots on him, not able to do it, and again, the entries go the way of Gambit at this B bomb site. Stewie and Skadoodle just have to sit this out. That just happens too quickly. They're not even sure. It's going to be a 5th for Gambit. And it's going to be a scattered by next round for Cloud9. You imagine they just go back towards the B bomb site in this last round. You have to expect they would just say, all right, we've had everything we've wanted when we go to this site, and sure, we've lost some rounds. Certainly the last one is heartbreaking for them to think about, but you know, if you're getting the entries every single time you go B, you might as well just continue to go there.
yeah, and actually that initial frag that we saw try to go down onto Doja ended up being a blessing in disguise, I think, for Gambit. It looked like he was going to lose that duel, but he's able to win things out, and that was ultimately the move that kickstarted all of this. They're able to take the AWP at the hands of Skadoodle as well. Stewie's life, well, he's been able to maintain it thus far, but time is ticking down for him. Desperate to try and hold on to something out of this, and looks like he's just going to get away with it. And that's fairly important because they had no money into this round. Now that they can at least take solace in the fact that they have got that one solitary rifle on Stewie.
Great entry by Fitch, catching Tarek, trying to transfer over, and oh, that's a beautiful follow-up as well. Big-time performance.
And I mean, that's what we needed to see from Fitch. He's been very quiet thus far, and when you think about yesterday, he was one of the players that was really kind of railing it home for Gambit. Yes, and this is such a tough buy here for Cloud9. The AK-47 on Stewie, UMP on Rush, pistols on everyone else, so Stewie's going to be all alone in bathrooms. Got to be a big individual effort. There's a flashbang. If he could get that first kill, he might be able to grab one more after on a blind player, but it's again Fitch with the opening. Quickly going up towards long, and Gambit perhaps thinking what I just mentioned. Go towards A because Cloud9 expects the hit to come towards B. Now it's a CZ and a Deagle to hold things off, and that's just not going to work. The damage not coming out, and Gambit, they looked out of it for a lot of this half, but they recover right at the end. It's going to be a 6th for them. Yeah, Gambit, there should be no way that they don't win this out. There you go. Doja's going to go ahead and push it. That will be a 9-6 half. As Gambit, they're able to get 2 more there towards the end to make things much more respectable. Yes, that was good adjustments for them. Great entries by Fitch, who came alive at the end. Perhaps Gambit has woken up. It was a tough start to this game, this second quarterfinal of IEM Oakland. Both teams playing for a chance inside the Oracle Arena. We'll see who wins the first map when we return from the break.
Welcome back. Gambit recovered to get 6 rounds, and again, it's on the back of Hobbit. He seems to be obviously one of the players powering this team forward. It was the awakening of Fitch, who had a rough first half. 7 and 15. He died every single round. Less than 60 ADR, but some of those entries towards the end allowed them to claw into this game with 6 rounds on the T side. Cloud9 now, they're going to start on the offense here. Saw during the break the statistic, Gambit has a less than a 30% win rate on this map in 2017, so certainly if you're Cloud9, you're feeling like this is one they've got to bring home.
Yeah, I think for Gambit, the idea being that they saw Cloud9 not do too well on this map, and that was their main reason for picking it. A prime example of picking, your opponent's weakness as opposed to your strength.
Sometimes that only works when it's not your weakness as well, though. I mean, if it's a weak map for Gambit, we'll see. This could be dodgy. Obviously feeling comfortable on it. Good kill from Fitch. He peeks out for another. Can't get any more. There's 3 players from Gambit. And the tough part is Cloud9's going to expect that now because of that kill. They're definitely going to look this way, but they similarly cannot handle the sheer numbers. Fitch with 3 kills. We said he had a rough first half. He gets a 4th on the verge of an ace. And it's just Tarek. Fitch certainly going to go hunting for that, you'd expect, but it's Hobbit to clean it out. Clean round from Gambit, clean round from Fitch.
Yeah, maybe this is what we're missing. Now that Gambit are on this CT side, they've netted themselves the pistol. They denied any chance of a bomb plant. And this could be where we see them find that equalizer, take things to 9-9, and that's where things really get interesting here for Cloud9.
That's such a nice round from Fitch. That was great. Immediate headshots everywhere he turns. So yes, investment from C9 in this. Skadoodle the only one not buying up. Deagle and armor on Stewie. He gets taken out immediately. Again, it's Fitch, who just seems like he wants to get in the action. He wants to forget about the first half and move into the second like it's a whole new game, and so far it's working. Tarek and Rush going to lead the way up. It's Adrenin bathrooms right against the wall. Not an ideal range for that weapon, so he gets taken out. It's equalized into a 4-on-4. There's going to be Hobbit. There's going to be Mo to deal with, and even Fitch is angling for a quick flank, but Cloud9 at least have control of Long A.
Yeah, now what do they plan to do with this? They're going to see Rush wants to try pushing forward, but now they've lost Mo. That's an M4 down over in toilets. That was one of the only rifles brought up for Gambit. In fact, the only rifle brought up for Gambit.
The good news for them is because of the positioning of Hobbit and Fitch, they actually have pretty good information on if Cloud9 rotates back towards B. So Doja's going to have to play passive in A. It's going to be tough for them to get together and actually, the Gambit side of things, to actually work together in this round to a certain degree. And that's a huge kill. Automatic just doing work, turning the corner and dropping him. And there goes Doja. All of a sudden, decent positionings to have information just yielded one-on-one fights, and the Deagles have taken care of the rest.
And now it is just Hobbit left hiding in his Hobbit hole over here towards the B-bomb site. Bomb is going to go down up on A, and Hobbit, well, there is and should be no way for him back into this round. The lengthy rotate means you imagine he's just going to look to try and hold on to the MP9.
Yeah, that's all you can do. Automatic just completely deletes this round for Gambit, just destroys them. 3 kills. Or no, 2 kills, excuse me. But 1 long range on Mo, 1 turn to the corner on Fitch, and those are the kills that kind of open everything up for C9. So it'll be 10-7. Gambit win the pistol round, but cannot sustain and follow up on the next 2 rounds, putting them into another hole. Tough times for Gambit.
Yeah, and it just came down there to a series of one-on-one engagements that ultimately ended up going the way of Cloud9, right? And that's kind of the risk you run if that's how you're, like Fitch, for example, being so far in the back line. He gets a lot of information from being there, but it's risky because he's so isolated from the rest of the team. Yeah,
that was the tough part of their positions. Once this kill comes out on Mo, because he's kind of the most centralized defender with Hobbit in the stairwell. I mean, that's the one where you think Hobbit and Mo can actually work together if they get into a fight. Now, that doesn't work if he just dies immediately to a 1D. But after that, it's you need to kind of spread out to get the information to kind of know where they're going so you can actually group up. And that just punished him even further. More pressure towards short sewers, and Rush handles it so nice this time. Automatic with another kill onto Mo. And no follow-ups on either of those fights from Gambit, so a 3-on-5 for them.
Yeah, now they've taken that man advantage. They have slowed right down. Smoke goes in over there towards Monster just to keep them away that much longer. Buys time for Fitch to actually come rotating in. Gambit going to go for a very B-heavy presence here in lieu of that man advantage. Cloud9 looking comfortable here. I mean, they've got 4 rifles in play, pardon.
They have everything they could possibly want in this round. They just got to sit back and wait for Gambit to make another mistake. There's just under a minute left in the round, so they can afford to be patient. The bomb is outside of B. Likely the final destination for it is the B bomb site this whole time. You just see Rush and Stewie kind of working their way up stairwells, see if they can catch anyone flanking. They're going to come right back and find all the fights they want. Fitch is in water here. It's all about timing for him.
He will just be ducked down. They're going to start to push out. Fitch, oh, it's not the spray you'd want with the CZ. He's able to get the first, but that's it for him. And now Hobbit charges down short. And we'll pay for that with his life. Adren's left 1 versus 4, scout in hand. And nade does serious damage, 33 HP on the man. This is a Cloud9 round all day long, and it was ever since they found those opening 2 frags.
Yeah, and this is what Gambit's gonna have to work on when it goes into the gun rounds, when they get the M4s and maybe Mo's AWP. That could be the the perfect thing to turn this around if Mo can find some of those picks. Skadoodle covering the weapon of automatic, not letting Adren get out with an AK-47. So an 11th for C9, and Gambit's gonna be back onto pistols. Not even upgrading, not investing a whole lot into this round. They simply cannot afford it, and because of that, we're going to start seeing some MAC-10s, or at least 1 MAC-10 come out on Stewie.
Now Gambit, they're heading into this round in the nude. It's just USPs across the board. As vanilla as it gets, and plan here. Going to try and take control over here towards middle.
Oh, Stewie's waiting for a pop flash. He's going to get some kills here. They turn the corner, no armor, he gets a couple. A pair of kills, a lot of bonus money. He does eventually, does not get taken down from behind. Doja missing some shots, and Stewie's able to spin, and now he's able to fall away. The MAC-10's done its work.
Yeah, you can't have been expecting too much from these USPs. Bomb plant going to go in the meantime, and it's just a money farm for Stewie as he picks up a 3rd. Tarek comes in to save him and disallows Adren even getting so much as a slither a bit more HP off of Stewie to pick that frag up, and that's going to be 12th round now for Cloud9. The buy can come in, but there's not enough for the AWP here for Gambit, and that's, I think, going to throw some problems their way, especially seeing as Skadoodle has no issue getting his into this round.
I think Gambit might get a taste of their own money this round. It's very possible. We saw yesterday they were able to bring a lot of those MAC-10s to bear, even in the gun rounds following it up, and get some kills before head armor was affordable by the CT sides. 2 players are going to be susceptible to that. There's Fitch, flashbang. They're turned around. He only gets 1. He is traded, but good amount of information also gathered up. Sees 2 more bodies before he goes down. Hobbit and Doja slowly taking over control at Sandbags.
Now for Cloud9, question becomes, do they just commit in towards this B bomb site? They've got 1 minute and 15 left, and Hobbit, that boost nets him the frag onto Tarek. So now actually the man advantage up for Gambit. They get a boatload of information from that position as well. And that was lovely. Now, Automatic's able to take 1 straight back, so we will see the 3-on-3. They're going to start to collapse in towards this B bomb site, and it's Rush on the entry. Has support from Skadoodle. There's 3 players here. It's going to be even odds as they make their way in towards the site. There's no utility left for Gambit. Cloud9 starting this push in. Doja's able to open things up. Skadoodle straight back, and Hobbit playing things close in the pit. He's going to get punished for that. Doja's only got 13 HP, but it's a massive play from Doja. As a triple kill ensues, they line up for him. And he's going to carry Gambit forward onto their 8th round. A crucial one at that. Lots of damage done. There was the AWP port forward for Cloud9 there in that round. And as they buy up into this one, that money that they did have banked up has started to dwindle.
That was almost an accident from Doja. He just continued to fire, and it just happened to land on the 2nd guy. That's it's tough for Cloud9. They seem to have, he was at such low HP as well, but the big news for them is they got 4 kills. It was just Doja. So the money is not great. There's a P90 on Doja, and there's 2 FAMAS on board as well. Not a lot of nades. The one thing they have is Mo with this AWP. He needs to come alive for this team in this round. He needs to get a pick or 2 as they progress towards bomb sites, because they simply don't have utility to fight off a full execute. They're outmatched in a lot of different ways, and Mo's perhaps the one that could equalize things. It's very passive from both squads. Cloud9 not progressing early on in this round, just looking for aggression. Same from Gambit. They're playing far, far back.
Yeah, and already, I mean, Gambit, they've expelled so much utility here, and Cloud9 actually looking good into this round in that sense. They've got a lot left to use in this eventual side take, and Gambit, with how passively they're holding, they've got nothing to delay this push when it does come in.
It's going to be towards the A side, so at least Mo will have a chance. Fitch is pushed up close. He's relying on that op for some information. Relying on Mo to make good information and good decisions on when to peek and which choke point to help him out in. Could be tough, though, if he gets pressured from long as well. And there it is. He spots a couple bodies, takes some shots. Fitch with 1 kill. He needs to get traded, and he is. Adren does find Stewie. Doja's going to have the flank up, and Mo's doing work. 1 kill for him onto Rush, and it seems like they've just held on to this site at the right moment. Bomb trying to get planted. It's not going to happen. Tarek needs to go for kills. He needs to take out as many players as possible, and 2 is going to be it. Mo gets a second in the round with the op. And Gambit continue to claw closer. 9-12 now.
Yeah, I mean, that was perfect for them. The timing gets left so low as Cloud9 begin that push in, and I think that was kind of their ultimate undoing, because when you look at it, right, they had more utility, they had the presence out through long. Mo missed those opening shots. It looked like it was going to be a decent round from them.
Yeah, I mean, they had everything. They had a lot of space to work with. That 1 kill from Fitch is obviously huge. I think Adren just got there just in the right moment. Mo again with the op. It's just against pistols this round, so not unexpected, but you love to see this if you're Gambit. If you're a Gambit player trying to make a comeback into this, you want your opera to start coming alive on the CT side, where it can be so costly to gain ground towards bathrooms. Rush in the stairwell. He's going to now come up. 3 players at the top of the stairs, Tarek, Skadoodle, and Rush. Automatic lurking over towards the B bomb site. And Gambit has just given up everything. They don't want to get picked off, so they're just playing far, far back. No one's getting taken out by a deagle this round.
I mean, they've felt the wrath of these pistols time and time again, so perhaps looking to try and learn from that. As Gambit, they have fallen back into these sites. Adren's going to be holding the angle with the AWP. Trying to counteract this toilets play. Cloud9. Now, slowly but surely, starting to push on up. They're going to go in, Adren. The collateral presents itself. He'll take that all day long. Fitch going to take one back in return, and now it's automatic. 1v5. Not meant to be. Fitch will round that off, and Gambit, they're going to be onto a 10th. Now starting to gain ground.
And the pause coming out for Cloud9 as well. They want to figure out exactly what they need to do. They've also spotted a double op setup. Adren got the collateral. They know Mo has one, so now they have to make a decision on how exactly they want to attack this. If they go slow-paced again, there's plenty of opportunities for the ops to sing true and get a lot of pick-offs and really whittle down those forces. I would imagine that Cloud9 is going to do something more assertive and more aggressive, more fast-paced this round. Hobbit may be misreading the situation. He's bought an MP9. Maybe he's just going to put himself in a scenario where that's the best weapon for the job.
Where would you put yourself if you had the MP9 and your Hobbit?
It'd be another situation where you get aggressive, where you can have movement. Maybe he's going to get pop flashed up towards Fountain, so he can just keep running and spraying with the MP9. Maybe get close out towards long, wait for a timing. Short sewers wouldn't be bad. You know, the small choke points.
It looks like you're not too wrong as he does make his way over here towards B. I mean, jump spotting over. It's actually Mo to take the aggression with the AWP. Will be forced back. Tries to use it like the shotgun. It might be.
He's actually pretty lucky to get away, all things considered, after that miss. All right, so here's the MP9 use. Oh, they mess it up, though. Not at quite the right angle, and I think the sound cue, they decide just to screw it in case someone heard that and is going to put themselves in position to punish it. Skadoodle far back, Stewie far back as well towards playground. Bomb over towards B. Skadoodle does have that op looking in danger scares. Mo's finding information out towards Monster. He sees absolutely nothing. Cloud9 taking their time. They have no real knowledge on the other side of the map.
Yeah, they have been kept over here towards B. Doja's holding down short. The smoke going to start to dissipate soon, and as it does, you can see that bomb's been picked up onto the back of Stewie. They're all grouped up here. Doja's going to bounce out from short. Now Mo's at long. He's dropped the bomb. They get the information as to what exactly is going on. Automatic in the gang, going to try and just brute force their way in here. Rush is up through short. They're actually turning this around. Hobbit's able to take one, but that will be it for him as he gets flushed out. It's a Dren from heaven. It does act like their guardian angel. Automatic, fully flashed, perfect timing there on the support for Hobbit, and that is going to be the rounding of the way of Gambit. They're starting to close this gap. Now only one round between them and Cloud9, and much to their happiness, you can see Cloud9 don't really have too much money to invest here.
Yeah, the double up was going really, really nicely. Mo with a couple big picks there, and I think they transition out of it now. They don't salvage the second one, so they drop the op over to Mo. He had 2 kills with it, 2 good picks, 1 in Monster, before the hit even began. So even when Cloud9's executing, they're executing with a man down. So that's the danger they're facing at the moment is this AWP. Tarek and Stewie trying to work their way. Hobbit jumping over for information over at the B bomb site. Again, slow and measured from C9 to open this round up. Probably remembering the last time they had these deagles to get kills. That's a cool nade.
Well, right now for Cloud9, they are making their way slowly but surely out here towards mid. Automatic, he's been tagged low. Wants to look to leave B. There are over 3 players lying in wait up here on the A bomb site. You can see that it's got a Dren rotated on up.
This is going to be painful for Cloud9 once this hit comes in. They only have 1 flashbang whatsoever, and Fitch, Mo, and Adren are all here, and they have all the knowledge that nothing is coming towards long.
Yeah, and in comes the push now. Adren actually going to have his face impaled. Tarek and Rush between them doing damage. Mo does step up, and he might have just saved them a little bit in that round there. Denies the bomb plant, buys the time for Hobbit to rotate up, and
forces a lot of rebuys. The economy of Gambit is pretty strong, though. I mean, everyone's sitting right around $7,000, so they've got plenty of money in the bank. Down this late, you never want to get reset, so all that damage is so important for C9. They get more out of that than I expected them to. Now we have a full buy out of the Cloud9 side. It's only Skadoodle who's lacking head armor. They have the nades they could want. They have the AWP out as well. Who from Cloud9 is going to be assertive? Find an opening pick. They haven't had one in some time. Stewie and Rush going to come up these stairs very, very quickly, and that's at least force Mo and Fitch back from bathrooms very early on.
yeah, I think Gambit have been very used to seeing Cloud9 take these rounds incredibly slowly. A bit of a change of pace as they make mid their top priority. Rush going to be boosting Tarek on over. Triple boost, actually. It's Stewie. It's not a triple boost, it's just 2. But there is a man close, it's Fitch. Once again, kind of playing with fate here. Wasn't quite spotted by Stewie, so I don't know that he's lurking around in the close angle. Has support from Doja and Mo inside of this A-bomb site. Time still ticking down to Cloud9. They've taken control early on. And now, with 50 seconds left, they're lining up these smokes and flashes. Ready to try and make some headway in towards this site.
Fitch going for information. Skadoodle's waiting for it. Easy kill for him. Wanders into the crosshair. Fitch there was going to be used to keep space in front of Mo with that op. Now Doja has snuck into the position. They might not be expecting this, and Stewie's not. No response. Doja just living. Tarek's wrapping around, though, and that could spell his end. He gets blind, but here's the flank from Hobbit. Timely enough to save it, and Adren has snuck in as well. It's all down to Skadoodle. The AWP in hand, but Adren disappears into the smoke. He's got to recover the bomb. But Hobbit's wrapping around there too, and that ends it. Cloud9 get into position for the execute. It takes so much time that Gambit's able to read it coming, and they rotate into the perfect positions at the right moments and shut it all down.
I don't know about you, but do you think maybe seeing some more speed, some more aggression out from Cloud9 would be good now? Because it feels like a lot of these rounds come down, and a lot of it relies on that timing and them just having their hands forced.
The tough part is when, like that round, they got control of bathrooms quite nice, and they got it quite quick, but they didn't do anything for some time into the round. And because there was no presence at B, you can see like in the mid-round, Gambit is taking that chance to get a position over towards sandbags, get a position into short sewers, so they have a quick flank up the stairwell. They're gaining ground on the other side of the map, even if Cloud9 takes it towards A, and that's just allowing them to rotate so quickly before C9 expects it.
And this might be the round we see something a little bit faster come in, but that smoke, the flash has gone down. Doja actually doesn't get much done, so now Hobbit's going to take up position here. And he's the real linchpin. He has to buy time. He's going to go ahead and find 2. They haven't dealt with him yet, and Adren, Mo between them. They'll mop up Cloud9. Gambit, a stellar B hold from them, and that's also gone and stuck Cloud9 into a deep, dark recession. Not much money here. They can go for a buy, but it's going to have very little utility to go behind it.
Yeah, who cares about the buy? It doesn't look like Cloud9 has the answer to get around this defense. It's been 7 straight for Gambit, and if you think back to Gambit winning the pistol and losing the second round, without that, Cloud9 would have virtually nothing into this half. Without those 3 rounds, the second, third, and fourth, they've been stumped by this defense once the guns have come out for Gambit. Once the AWP got into Mo's hands, all things considered, he's had a pretty quiet game, but the second half he's just having, you know, the important kills, just 1 or 2 here or there. That's kind of the dagger end of the round. Hobbit's 23 and 16. He's leading the server. On the Cloud9 side, it's actually pretty nice and spread out. All 5 players between 16 and 18 kills. But they haven't really had any production on the T side. They haven't had anyone who's opening things up for them. They haven't had anything to get things started out.
And they've bought down, it's about $2,000 here. It's going to be like the partial buys. They've got money now to invest in the next round. It's a decent bit of management going on there. They can get rifles, but here and now, they have to make things work with the pistols. They're going to be grouped up down towards short and long. No presence up towards A. That's something you kind of brought up a good bit, is how they always leave one avenue of the map open. This time, Gambit aren't too keen to exploit that, though, up on the A-bomb site.
Well, they just jumped over and spotted, I believe they spotted someone interested. I would imagine they'd be automatic. So Cloud9 doesn't actually have control of stairs. They have automatic just kind of being the linchpin over there if they want to rotate back towards B, but Doja and Hobbit look like they want to clear that out. Perhaps when that smoke fades. Bomb heading over towards the A-bomb site. There's the aggression. Automatic's got to bail out. They do clear that, and they do find the kill. So now that Automatic's gone, Cloud9 have no options but to press the issue at A, and they've got to do it quick. Even though they know they don't have a whole lot to fight with, it's their only option if they want to win this round.
Times tick low once again. In comes the few smokes, the few pieces of utility that they do have, and Mo, he's able to open things up. Now Fitch back against the wall, gonna go down into Skadoodle, but Mo, he has been steadfast out here on A. He's gonna go down, and frags rain in though from the rotating players from B. And Gambit, they're gonna arrive at map point here on Overpass. This CT side has been fantastic from them, and Cloud9, every round it feels like they're back to the drawing board, back trying to figure out how to punch a hole through this Gambit defense, and they just haven't been able to do it yet.
Tough part is they haven't had any clean entries, and it's a great testament to the initial defense, the anchors of all these bomb sites, for both bomb sites for Gambit, is that they've done just enough. You haven't seen them just crush a hit, you know, just the first 2 initial players at each site, but they're just getting 1 kill each, and they're holding them at bay. They're holding them far enough back that the other players can rotate and just, you know, clean up the round. And that's the big thing, is that Cloud9 hasn't had a bomb site taken assertively enough. It comes down to the entries, and if you're not winning those as the T side ever, then Gambit's able to find all the answers, whether it's a flank, whether it's someone getting into position, whether it's just flat out Mo with the AWP getting the 2 picks needed.
Well, this time they've got the AWP on Skadoodle. Nice bit of utility to actually work with, and that could make a bit of a difference for them. Mo tries his hand at aggression over a middle, and that's not something we've seen all too often from this Gambit side.
They've tried it a couple times. Cloud9's actually done a very good job of minimizing. I mean, that's one area which they've done a good job on the T side, is not allowing Mo to find, you know, a kill or 2. Here comes that boost again. Not allowing Mo to find a kill up towards Fountain or up towards Party. They've been able to flash and nade him back well enough. This boost yielded him a kill earlier on. This time it's not going to... Ooh, actually it does find something. Automatic at least spins around short sewers. No, he was not. He's not happy about that. He's had a tough time over in those short sewers.
So now Cloud9, this is not the start they wanted. They've got a man down early on. The kind of silver lining you can at least look at as they've expelled a lot of utility out from Gambit. There's only 2 incendiaries and a flash left. So it's going to make holding on to these sites that much harder. Doja and Hobbit, the 2 players actually down on B, they've got nothing. So going to be purely reliant on the aim and movement to buy time for these rotations to come in. Time's ticking down. Rush has got ahead and throwing out the fake smoke up towards A, and now start their execute in. Doja and Hobbit haven't been able to buy too much time. Doja's going to go down. Hobbit still resides here in the pit though, and he's keeping them at bay. Tarek, he's not ready for that. Goes in and takes his head clean off. They lose out on Adren, and now it's Mo and Fitch left. The bomb plant comes in just in the nick of time. Mo and Fitch, they're going to start to push into this. If Rush goes down a short, maybe we see them go for this, but no. It is just Mo left, 1v4. He's going to go ahead and save, knowing that they still have a few more rounds to play with. Cloud9 They've been able to do it. They've broken the curse. It was 8 rounds consecutively for Gambit. Finally comes to an end in, you know, what could have been the last round here for Cloud9, but they live to fight another day.
Yeah, they've got to win 2 more now, and it's Tarek who steps up with the 2 big kills on the entry. First onto Doja. Took some damage from him, but then turns the corner and gets 1 more to really open up that bomb site. It's going to be 13-15. It's a good call to save from Mo, because despite the fact that it was 8 rounds in a row, there's going to be a lot of money spent on rebuys for the Gambit side, and you don't want to get reset in the last round, on the 30th round. Cloud9 still with a chance. Timeout Gambit as they decide how they want to handle this. Some have been calling it the Tarek era. I believe it was Anders who really coined that term.
I mean, he's looking good right now. 21-20, top of the board for Cloud9. Skadoodle was having such a commanding performance early on as well, if you recall, but it feels like that's dropped off quite significantly here on the T side.
He was, what, 12-5, I think we saw at some point in the first half. Yeah, I mean, the T side, to be fair, they haven't had a whole lot of things to be proud about in this T side. Not a whole lot of success from anyone individually. I think the automatic in the second round with the Deagle and Tarek with the 2 entries in that previous round is probably the 2 biggest you're going to point to and see. Those are the big impact rounds that we've had for Cloud9 on the offense. But they've got to do it here. 13-15, playing for overtime.
Yeah, and this is all or nothing here for them. I mean, it's the map pick of Gambit, obviously, so fairly desperate to try and cinch this one over the line. Cloud9 doing everything they can to pull us through to overtime. They're stacked up outside of B. They found success here in the previous round, and they might look now to try and replicate that once again.
There's 3 players here from Gambit, though. The Dren is sticking over towards B. Hobbit is here close up towards Sandbags. Doja over at Toxic Barrels. Stewie at the top of the stairs. Tarek now joining up with him to apply some pressure towards Bathroom, have some presence towards A that keeps him honest. Maybe it pulls a Dren back. The hit is going to go in towards the B bomb site. The question is, how many players can Stewie keep at A for the moment?
And that's sort of what we were missing in those earlier rounds. It hasn't been enough to peel a Dren off, though.
Well, again, look at this boost. This is, I mean, not only to get a kill that can catch someone off guard, but find the information and allow a Dren to rotate back in time. So Hobbits has a big role to play here. Big risk out towards Monster, though.
Yeah, the push about to come in. They've left it down in 30 seconds. Hobbit gets the information. Stewie's gone. He has no idea where that shot came in from. And now the rest of the team start this push into the site rush. He's able to claim one back. Hobbit still resides here, though. An automatic going to go aggressive, takes him down. The bomb plant comes in for Cloud9. And they are tearing Gambit limb from limb. Mo falls up in the heavens, and now it's Fitch. 1v4. He's going to be up on short, slowly but surely pushing through this smoke, just going to be waiting in it now. Starts to dissipate, and Sindri forces him out into the open, going to be enough to dispatch of Rush. He's actually missed the mark a bit, so he can stick around here on short. But automatic, quick in with the trade, and Cloud9, crucially, a 14th round here, and a reset comes in now for Gambit, and this is the worst time for that to have happened if you are a Gambit fan.
It absolutely is, and Cloud9 got to call a timeout just to make sure they're all going to be on the same page for this last round. It would be so disheartening if you get crushed here and just lose this match 16-14 after the adjustments they've made, after the success of the B bomb site they found in these previous 2 rounds. Going to be a rough buy for Gambit. Scout already on Mo. Hobbit with the shotgun. Andy trying to come up with some kind of winning game plan for this defense. Big change has been this time it was Rush. Even with that boost from Hobbit in the B bomb site, Hobbit and Doja, they immediately both fall into the water pit, so they actually give up a lot of space, a lot of ground, where normally we've seen that defense take its in at Sandbags, right at Monster with an AWP. This time, they're not able to have any of those positions.
Yeah, and when you look at the buy here for Gambit, it is dismal. Hobbit has himself Mag 7 with no armor behind it, so he has to take this close. Doesn't have the option to try and dance around with it either. Aim Punch going to play fully into this for him, and initially Cloud9 going to show some presence out here towards mid. Want to make sure Gambit haven't tried to go for anything unexpected. See Stewie as well, just holding passively and connected. The gravity of this round for Cloud9 is just monumental, and you can tell they're very frightened about pushing up and losing an early man to this force buy that's come in from Gambit.
Doja's the man, right? Doja's the one with the M4. He's the only one with a rifle that you would expect to be able to turn this for the defense. So he's over at Toxic Barrels. Hobbit getting spammed down. He's had some cheeky aggression in a lot of different ways, a couple different boosts, some aggression towards short sewers at times. This is basically a replay of the previous round. Stewie going to get flashed up towards stairs. He's going to just try and have some kind of a presence very, very quickly over towards bathrooms to keep them honest. Doja's burning alive. He's down to 15. He got Molotov and didn't get out in time. He almost has no HP. Adred has to cheat over towards the B bomb site now. 40 seconds left on the clock. And it all comes down to this hit from C9. They're going to have to come through smoke. That's exactly what Doja and Hobbit want.
Yeah, the one kind of saving grace is the Fitch has gone aggressive up to toilets, has netted them a decent bit of information, so now Mo's been allowed to start to rotate down towards B as well. Flashes rain in. Hobbit able to open things up. In with the double. The Mag 7 is prevailing. Hobbit, what are you doing? He's able to take himself a third. He might have done enough to pull this round back as Fitch is hot on their heels on the flank. Gonna try pushing through the smoke, but Rush shuts him down. And now it's Mo. 1 versus 2. 8 HP to his name. And a scout in hand. Rush, one off of the ace. They needed him to step up here, and he has. In spite of the attempted heroics from Hobbit, it's not enough. Rush is going to ace things out, and Cloud9, they've carried this through to overtime.
What a round, and you know Automatic just said something to him. Nice ace as you get for the 30th round to force overtime. Brilliant performance from Rush. But you have to give props over to Gambit. That's great adjustment in their positioning to give themselves a chance, to give themselves a shot. Doja's is the only rifle, and he's got 15 HP. There's a timing on that smoke that they think Cloud9's going to have to execute through, which does happen. And Doja and Hobbit put themselves in great position to slow down that hit and have success, getting as many kills as humanly possible. It's not only the kills from Rush on those entries, it's also the mindfulness to peer towards Catwalk into the smoke, protect the player planting. That wins that round for C9. No more money issues for either team, though. So the AWP is going to be in the hands of Mo, and that was something that Cloud9 really didn't figure out how to counteract. It's 16K MR3 are the overtime rules here at IEM Oakland.
Yeah, I mean, if this doesn't get you pumped right for the first game here of our set, at least, I don't know what will. Mo going to be up on the AWP, holding mid, has Fitch. They're going to try to hand it a little bit of aggression here, but that's starting to be a bit more tame. Mo holding an angle. We haven't actually seen him up to play just yet on the CT side, I don't think. So this could be enough to catch them off guard. Saying that, they've already lost Hobbit down here towards B. So the man advantage taken for Cloud9 early on. And Gambit, they have struggled coming back from this man deficit on the CT side.
Well, that's a spam right through the smoke, so Automatic gets lucky at a really, really nice time. And you have to wonder, how does Gambit find the information? This is almost where you'd like Mo to get back to an aggressive stance, so he can have the AWP in a position to find a pick and fall away. You want him to find an equalizer. That's your best opportunity. And actually, look at Gambit. They've readjusted on the minimap. Adren's over towards A. Mo and Fitch are both going to get aggressive together over towards bathrooms, and they want to continue to move forward, have some kind of a setup. Still no movement from Cloud9. This has been a very measured half, and Fitch is actually going to find his way into danger stairs. The timing on this is going to be so rough, but he's got a nade in his hand. Not expecting that whatsoever. That opens up the avenue for Cloud9 to go back towards A. How long do Doja and Adren stick around at B?
Yeah, Cloud9, they've been given a golden opportunity here. Their golden ticket into overtime has been presented. They're going to go ahead and throw all the utility in the world out here towards the A bomb site. They only send Tarek through. And the bomb, the rest of the gang, they are well and truly overwhelming that B bomb site. Doja's doing all he can, but it's not enough. And Cloud9, they're going to win out this first round in overtime.
That's so sick. Cloud9 just abuses the man advantage they have. They pull Gambit every which way in that round. They get the kill in the stairwell, they go up, they throw and execute over towards the A bomb site. Only Tarek moves forward. Everyone else falls back towards B, and Tarek gets the attention of Mo, takes that fight, makes him feel like it's going to be an A hit, and it's only one defender at B that's swarmed over. That's quite nice from Cloud9. 16 to 15. And if you go back to regulation, I believe it's been 4 straight for C9.
Yeah, they've started to figure things out here. The cogs are turning for their T side. And Gambit feels like they're stuck in a bit of a rut, especially they're losing Hobbit, of all people, so early on through a smoke spam. Really kind of did leave a big question mark over that round as to how they were going to try and adjust to it. And then Fitch, of course, getting caught off guard down and connected with a nade out. Can't help but feel like should have Should have maybe expected there could have been players down in connector, given that they'd already lost a man down at short, but yeah, I guess they were desperate to try and find some way back into that round.
Yeah, that is kind of confusing why he just didn't think there would be a chance that anyone's there. Nade in his hand and everything, so that's tough. Maybe he thought the XQ was coming in, maybe it was a call from a teammate. Look how aggressive Mo wants to get. Oh, he's so lucky that Tarek is blind, but he stops right on the edge. What a scary moment. I cannot believe Mo actually had the balls to be that aggressive. He does get away without being punished, but he is the only one on this at this A bomb site, or at least in the bathrooms. No one has rotated back to help him out quite yet.
I think there's good reason for that. Cloud9, they've just been abusing this B bomb site time and time again. And it seems like Gambit, they're finally going to hedge their bets and just go ahead and send 4 players here. Dren's taken a decent bit of ground over here towards short, but he's got no one in a good position to trade, so they have to be careful, as this could just present a foot in the door, really, for Cloud9, if he gets caught out.
Oh, Gambit has the good read with 4 players here. Big position for Dren. Is Tarek going to be ready for this? It's an off angle. There's the flashbang, and Dren's completely blind. He can do absolutely nothing. That 4-man defense is down to 3. Here come the nades. Mo hasn't yet moved from A. He's got to be honest there for at least the moment. Doja at Toxic again. He's blinded up. Stewie trying to make his way in, but all the counter nades are slowing it down, and they funnel in. It's a massacre for Gambit, but the trades are coming back in now into a 1-on-2. Skadoodle with the op can at least get the bomb planted here. He's protected by the smoke from above. He takes the risk down below. That AWP needs to do damage, and he misses that shot. They know where he is now. He has to find that kill, but he can't get it. It's Mo spamming the USP, and Gambit hold on.
Both of them just panicking there. You can see Skadoodle desperately trying to connect that shot. I mean, Mo had his fair share of misses. He was able to pull it together towards the end, but there was definitely opportunity for Skadoodle to make his way back into that round. All in all, great recovery, I think, from Hobbit and Doja with inside the site. They really helped nail that one home. They went a man down early on from the aggression out from Adrem, but luckily enough, Hobbit and Doja are able to get that situation back under wraps, and now it's 16-16, all even. And of course, 1 round in overtime is essentially worth 5 in regulation, so the waiting here is massive. And Skadoodle got the AWP back in play here for Cloud9. They're going to look to take long control. And this is a very different style from Cloud9 in comparison to where they found success already. Stewie's fallen in party, and that's nothing to celebrate about.
It's very different for Gambit as well, but the speed is going to be so different. They're going to be into this site. They know there was an AWPer in the staircase. That's a big kill for Rush. The entry onto Adren. Now they can get the bomb planted. They can actually push up towards these choke points. It's only Hobbit here now, so he's got to wait. And more of that Molotov goes down. If the timing is there, it can actually prevent the rotations even further. And yeah, look at Doja. He's got to go around the other direction. Cloud9 still a bit spread out, but all 4 members of Gambit going to be fighting through narrow choke points. Hobbit somehow wins that fight. He's down low. Rush in the bomb site just holding on. Here they come through the smoke. Rush has been spotted. They're spamming through him. He's not taking any damage. Nade usage, and the jumping shot from Fitch opens things up. Skadoodle and Automatic have it all to do, and Skadoodle misses another shot. They're sticking to defuse, and it's not planted for Cloud9, and he's going to get it inside the smoke. 2 rounds in overtime for Gambit. Automatic nearly turned the corner, but a powerful retake.
I think that just really shows how stuck in their way that both of these teams kind of became towards the end, because you kind of saw when that bomb went down up on A, Gambit almost weren't even taking it serious. Like, they were still rotating players down connector, expecting that B play was going to come in. No one was in position to actually start that retake, and it was delayed for so long thanks to good utility usage from Cloud9.
There's 2 big kills that Cloud9, you almost feel they should have happened first. It's Tarek onto Hobbit towards Bank. He seemed to have had the advantage in that fight. And then Fitch, obviously, jumping through the smoke, killing Rush in midair. And that turns the tides, because Automatic was far, far back watching the flank. He was all the way, you know, above the stairwell, so he had to hustle. And that's part of the reason why there's so much time for that defuse to come through.
This time, though, going to be the double up setup for Cloud9. So Stewie going to be picking that up along with Skadoodle. Curious to see how that affects this CT side. If you recall, Gambit definitely didn't find all that much success in their T side. It took them a while to find their footing, but this time, no such story. Stewie, he's presented himself early on and paid the price for it. Man advantage taken by Gambit. It looks like they might just start to commit to this A play. They've already pushed down past the smoke. Skadoodle gets caught unaware. Adren finds 2, and that's the A bomb site. opened up. Bombplant going to come on in. Tarek and Rush left to retake 2 versus 5.
Skittles had a really tough couple rounds with the AWPs, missed just a few critical shots down the stretch of this game, which is crushing in overtime, and there's no real chance. I mean, yeah, you have 16K, you can tell yourself you might as well go for it. There's Tarek trying to do what he can, can't connect any shots. All the meanwhile, that bomb timer is just decreasing. Molotov in his face now, and so are the bullets from Fitch, and even Rush taken out. 2 map points for Gambit as they're up 18-16.
Yeah, and I think it was round 8, he was 12 and 5. Now you look at it 24 to 22. I mean, he doubled his kills, but it's taken him a significant amount of time, right, to get to this point. It feels like that same impact he was having early on. If he could get back to that, Cloud9 could very well just kind of grab this by the horns once again and find themselves in the driving seat.
On the other side of things, you want to go over towards Gambit. Rookie of the Year in terms of all of esports, Hobbit, who just won that award. He's 35 and 21. His next closest teammate is 13 kills below, so another dominant performance from him in this tournament as he's leading Gambit into a map 1 victory here in the quarterfinals. This time it's slower from Gambit. Last round was so fast-paced.
We have got a boost employed down here. Automatic going to be peeking on over at this B bomb site. Won't have any information just yet, but
they've done that a number of times, especially sometimes with Skadoodle up top just to get that pick. But this time, Gambit's not giving any indication they're coming towards B. They just want to take the fight. It's a contact play, and Fitch has already spotted out Rush. They're turned around for a flashbang. It comes in late. Here comes the entry. The nade usage from Cloud9 is pristine. Gambit is slowed down so much.
Yeah, they're going to come pouring on through. Those nades have done damage, though, and that might be just enough for Gambit to get this one across the line. They've taken the man advantage, and now it falls to these 3 defenders to try and put up a valiant effort, and that's exactly what they're doing. Automatic and Stewie, they've started to shut this down. Gambit almost grinding to a bit of a halt here, but then very quickly it's a flurry of death. Adren and Hobbit between them. They've shut down everyone inside of B, and Skadoodle finds himself 1 versus 3. Gonna miss that shot. That could have been the difference maker. And Fitch, he's the one to cement that victory for Gambit. 19-16 rather.
Yeah.
And that'll be it. Map 1 going to go their way.
Goes the way of Gambit, which didn't seem like that was going to be possible at some point during the first half, but a brilliant defense from the Gambit side of things. Cloud9 took them a long time to figure out how to adjust, but you have to say it's so difficult to overcome Hobbit in that kind of a performance. Regardless, we're going to go hear from the desk at the GoDaddy recap.
Thank you so much, boys. Yes, we're going to be breaking this one down here at the Xfinity Analyst desk. And the first thing my analyst said to me, both Jordan, Nothing Gilbert, and Chad Sponge Birchall, was we've got a lot to talk about, so I'm not going to mince words. I'm going to let you guys jump straight into this one. Gambit take it, but Cloud9, I mean, we had low expectations for Overpass.
Yeah, the one thing I did note, though, is when they started the matches, when they got crushed by Nip, they didn't really get a chance to show their CT side.
It's true.
And I think I actually saw them getting double digits when I saw them start that half, and a couple kind of mishaps turned it into a 9-6. I think they could have definitely got more rounds there, and I think they're going to be kind of beating themselves up a little bit about that going into T-side, because then their T-side still looked a little indecisive to me the first half. And then OT, they made a couple quick plays to get that first round. I was like, okay, they're bringing something new to OT.
Fell apart
there.
Both teams played like a heads-up branded Counter-Strike on the T side, and what I mean by that, if you just watch their approach, for me, Overpass anyway, is about getting map territory. You get toilet control, you get a bit of long control, you get sewers/water control, and from there, then you do an execute.
So like
Astralis.
Yeah, you've wasted out the CT's utility.
Yeah.
You've been able to like stop the aggression, and then you've been able to throw in an execute. It just seemed like these teams were both just dry running in a sense, right? They were just playing very heads up, straight to the point, doing executes or doing contact plays very early in rounds, you know, within the first, I guess, 30-ish seconds, and that's quite quick on a map like this. For Cloud9, it was working. They were getting those B executes in time and time again. They're actually having a lot of success there on their T side. And then the same kind of thing I noticed with Gambit. I was standing behind watching, and they were getting very frustrated getting picked off by Skadoodle early. So the approach was, let's just go as a team, let's just go as a unit and trade out onto bomb sites, and that started working for them in the later stages of the first half.
Absolutely. I mean, it all kicked off with that force buy. We got to see just a kind of little glimmer of good things to come. And in the end, you know, it's deflating for Cloud9 when you see just how good they looked on a map that our expectations were so low. Rush, in particular, You saw him with that ace towards the end just to keep Cloud9 into the OT.
Yeah, like this round right here, obviously it's very disappointing not to win the game after winning a 4-spell like this, and you get a bit of momentum going your way on that T side, and you're really in the driver's seat, right? Yeah, because you've delayed their economy a little bit longer, and you're going to find yourself in a good position. The issue becomes, like, I was talking to Jordan about it while we were just watching the end of that game, is we've played Gambit lots of times in the past, and this team just has some uncanny ability to sit back in bomb sites on gun rounds and just mow you down. Like, it's so weird. They never really play for information or aggression.
Super comfortable staying home.
Yeah, and you can get executed on, and you can have the perfect strat, you can have all the perfect Molotovs and flashes, and they're still going to pick up those multi-kills, and they're going to make it so many after-plant scenarios. This round here, you see what happens. They were aggressive. Adren got caught off in an aggressive position in toilets. The next frag went down in a relatively aggressive position. It wasn't the Gambit of sitting back and just, locking down in those sites.
So what were the flaws then, Jordan? I mean, if you were given the opportunity to go be a part of that team huddle and they go like, dude, I don't understand.
For C9?
Yeah, if you're for C9, I mean, if they're looking for where that win was taken from them.
On their CT side, I think just they got kind of unlucky on one of their pushes. I think they should read between the lines a little bit and, keep up that aggression towards Fountain, kind of do what Nip did to them. I think on their T side, they kind of have maybe a slightly outdated T side, although I did see in overtime those quick bathroom smokes and they took short fast. I like that. But they kind of do the thing everyone does, like Chad was saying, it's map control. You smoke bathroom, you clear long, and then your B guy maybe lurks into water. When I left the team, they didn't really love Overpass, and I feel like they still don't.
Right.
I think they have a lot of confidence on CT side, but on T side, I would just like to see them. It seems like two gears. Default and hope get picks, or they just go B. And that seems to be the kind of polarizing aspect of their playbook on T side. So maybe just a little bit more gimmicks, maybe some double fakes in there to keep people guessing a bit more with that water control.
So the longer the game goes on, the more of a disadvantage Cloud9 have. Are you saying kind of the playbook is a bit shallow?
Yeah.
Okay. Chad, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no, there was no, you're all right. They actually did put in a couple of those double fakes, and we saw Fitch getting caught with that nade out, right? Because that's how many B executes they were throwing in at the end of regulation. But I said Gambit didn't play for information. They don't play for information on their CT side with like aggressive plays, but they do like some unique things. We've got like a replay of Hobbit doing the boost towards Sandbag to get information towards backyard. And sure, like there are a lot of ways that this can not pay off. You can have two guys just get mowed down, one flash and they're screwed, right? But to get a little bit of information when a team's doing that default setup, they like to play one player there in the backyard, Zipnik style. Taco does it as well. They just sit back there monitoring B, and then you have the rest of your team, one in connector and three over towards A.
Yeah, two different unique boosts as well. I mean, you can see they also had some eyes over toward that underpass and found the frag onto Stewie. It's a real sour way to go. It puts a little Listerine face on you when you
you hate the Listerine face, don't you? Yeah.
It's brutal. I mean, now they're going to be going into a more comfortable playground, right? Let's just kind of get everything swept under the rug for Overpass. What else? Is there anything else that needs to be said surrounding Cloud9's fall and Gambit eventually picking up a win on their map pick? They had to sweat for it. They had to work for it, Jordan. There's credit for Cloud9 entirely.
Yeah, I think it's good that Cloud9 came in confident. I think they just, to stop talking about Overpass. Cobble's next. Like you said, keep in mind what Chad said about Overpass kind of applies to all their maps. They're a pretty stay-at-home team. You're probably not going to catch them over-rotating too much on Cobble, a lot of 2-3s. So I think Cloud9 could probably get away with the old French style and hitting B a lot this game. I think if they just really kind of lay their will down, they're going to have a good chance here on Cobble.
Dude, I can't wait to talk all about it. We'll be investigating Cobble. It's our second map of our second quarterfinal here for our third day of IEM Oakland. Who will meet FaZe Clan in the semi-final? We'll find out on Cobblestone after this.